Mike Tyson in his prime, in those years from like 86, 87 to 89, 90, whatever those years were, where he was just storming the gates, I put that Mike Tyson up against anybody who ever lived. That guy was a special fighter. He was just a juggernaut. Just you couldn't stop him. He was a different guy. It's like a different model of fighter than we had ever seen in the heavyweight division before. A fucking destroyer, man, where every fight was an execution. I mean, just ferocious, destructive, accurate. Everything is perfect.
I'm a fucking student of war. I know all the warriors from Charlemagne, Achilles, the #1 warrior of all warriors. From near Alexander, Napoleon, I know them all. I read them all, I studied them all. I know the art of fight, I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring. Because that's all I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for. And now those days are gone. It's empty. I'm nothing. I'm working on being the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss them. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch. Because I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him. I had the best 3 years of my life in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting for you to say that, bro, because you had millions.
I had peace, though.
Over the $30 million for one fight? Jay-Z's lying.
Hey, listen, can I tell you something? That don't mean nothing when you don't have your peace, your stability, your balance. You don't give a fuck. You don't even want it. You want to give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
You need your sanity to dictate any part of life. Because, you know, God, I always tell people, God punishes you by giving you everything you want. See if you can handle it.
Fear is a very important thing in boxing, because all fighters are afraid. Strange it may seem to people who watch the fight. Now, fear is like fire. If you let it get out of control, it will destroy you and everything around you. You manage to control it, you can make it work for you. With me, the guy comes to me with a spark. I fan the spark until it becomes a flame. I feed the flame until it becomes a fire. Then I feed the fire until it becomes a roaring blaze. That's what I have to do. The boy can do everything the champion is required to do. And if he does everything that he's capable of doing, I tell you, he may go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Mm-hmm. That, of course, depends on the fighter. I mean by that, if there are no distractions.
All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
Alright, what up YouTube? It's Tonight Saint here back with another video. And this video is going to be about, well, just the masculinity of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson single-handedly is like one of my own like favorites, and that's the embodiment of just masculinity. Well, mainly in like the physical aspect, especially in his younger years, and even in his older years. And he lives like, he's like the wise old man, the wise old owl who lived to tell the tale about, you know, his younger years. Very insightful, very humble, knowledgeable, fierce individual, overall very dangerous person to have as an enemy or just as an opponent. Mike Tyson, from watching tons of interviews and even watching some of his highlights of some of his old fights, because like I said, I'm very young, I'm only 20, it's very intriguing, it's very captivating as well. He was very masterful with his body and intelligent, like with his mind, even at his young age. In society, like I said, people expect like brutes and like big brolic people to be very meatheads and not like really be able to know anything or even have any type of comprehension inside their brain or just substance, period. But through him, I think that Mike Tyson was like a perfection in the sense of knowledge and just, you know, physicality, you know. And even now, like I said, you can see that he's maturing spiritually. And like I said, it puts like a smile on my face because, especially when I was younger, I didn't know who Mike Tyson was, but I seen him and it's just like, he was always intriguing, like to look at, and, you know, and very, very much a spectacle to watch. And I'm honestly glad that he was able to transition out of boxing into, you know, just podcasting and really just speaking about his upbringing and, you know, his personal experiences. I think that through his craft, you know, of boxing, he learned a lot about great leaderships and conquerors that ended up helping him in his battles and his wars against himself and just society, period, or even whoever he was in the ring with. Mike, in his older years, even though he has, you know, been affected by the inevitability of life slowing you down and aging, His mind was not slowed down by any means, showing his depth spiritually and practically. Like I said, Mike has lived through a long life full of, trials and tribulations like everyone else has, but still strived to make something great of himself, striving to become like the epitome of humbleness through his years of life. Mike Tyson is like a great representation of the underdog, turning into Icarus as the kid who flew close to the sun, and is very inspirational visiting or hearing about his traumatic upbringing. I personally find a lot of motivational, points in Mike's thought process and how he think, and words of wisdom. In my opinion, Mike Tyson is a real life adaptation of Kratos from God of War. Like, from the young, rage-filled, destructive force of nature warrior, to the older wisdom-filled protector who learns how to live through, his other faculties, And it's very exciting to see, because especially in just speak about the young black men, or the young black males. A lot of that, it's not common to see that, a young black man can live to his older years, especially living a young life, a very self-destructive life, or just, coming up out the gutter, and it was pretty exciting for me to even see that Mike Tyson literally had like the perfect, like, if you hear about his backstory about how like his coach cussed D'Amato, I don't know how to pronounce it, but how he like took him under his wing, is like, it's honestly like it'll make you like shed like a real like manly tear for him, because it's like, it's crazy how perfect that was, and it really transformed his life by having him speak life into him, and really, take Mike Tyson's life to like the next level. And I think that I'm speaking for everybody. Like I said, I don't doubt that anybody will ever want like somebody to really speak life into them, especially young black males. I know I wasn't raised like that, where people were speaking life into me as good as, well, at least as good as how Mike Tyson and Cuss's like relationship was. But it's something that was it's something that it gave me hope for, myself when I get older, just to be able to just give back to the youth and just the younger black males that may be around my area when I get older. But of course now I'm living my life and trying to get to where I can really, trying to make something up for myself, trying to start from the ground up and really build something for myself. But it's very inspirational, and it's very heartwarming to see something like that, especially how Mike Tyson grew up, In many interviews, he speaks about how we grew up poor in Brooklyn, and, just like coming from the gutter. And it's good to see people come up from the gutter and really change their life and become something greater than themselves, And, I think it's very inspirational. So, yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.